Nahmadullah nusalli ala rasulihil kareem. My dear Muslim brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope you are all are well. Today I am going to share with you a very heart-touching hadith, a narration of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This will inspire us, encourage us to be righteous, Allah-fearing, pious, and full of taqwa. So I am going to start this hadith. This hadith is mentioned in Sahih Bukhari, hadith number 1386, in Kitab al-Janaiz, chapter of funeral. So let us start. Narrated Samura bin Jundab radiallahu anhu. Whenever the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam finished the morning prayer, would fetch us and ask, Who amongst you had a dream last night? So if anyone had seen a dream, he would narrate it. The Prophet ﷺ would say, MashaAllah, what Allah wished. It indicates a good omen. One day he asked us whether any one of us had seen a dream. We replied in the negative. The Prophet ﷺ said, But I had seen a dream last night that two men came to me, caught hold of my hands, and took me to the sacred land. There I saw a person sitting and another person standing with an iron hook in his hand, pushing it inside the mouth of the former till it reached the jawbone. An iron hook in his hand, pushing it inside the mouth of the former till it reached the jawbone, and then tore off one side of his cheek, and then tore off one side of his cheek, and did the same with the another side. In this meantime, the first side of his cheek became normal again, and then he repeated the same operation again. I said, What is this? They told me to proceed on, and so we proceed on till we came to a man lying flat on his back, and another man standing at his head, carrying a stone or a piece of rock, and crushing the head of lying man with the stone. Whenever he struck him, the stone rolled away. The man went to pick it up, and by the time he returned to him, the crushed head had returned to its normal state. Formal state. It became really good, and the man came back and struck him again, and so on. I said, Who is this? They told me to proceed on, to go ahead. So we proceeded on and passed by a hole like an oven. Bakery, with a narrow top and wide bottom. Its top head is narrow and its bottom is wide. The fire was kindling underneath that hole. Whenever the fire flame went up, the people were lifted up. To such an extent that they about to get out of it, as if they are out of this oven. And whenever the fire got hotter, the fire got lower, the people went down in it, and there were naked men and women in it. I said, Who is this? They told me to proceed on. So we proceeded on till we reached a river of blood. Can you imagine a river of blood? And a man was in it. And another man was standing at its bank. A man was in that river of blood, and another man was standing at its bank with stones in front of him. There are many stones in front of him, fetching the man standing in the river. Whenever the man in the river wanted to come out the river, the other one threw a stone in his mouth, and caused him to retreat to his original position in the river. And so, whenever he wanted to come out, the other would throw a stone in his mouth. And he would retreat the original position. And he would retreat the original position. I asked, what is this? They told me to proceed on. And we did so till we reached a well-flourished green garden having a huge tree, and near its root was sitting an old man with some children. We saw a garden having a huge tree, and at its root we saw an old man sitting, and there was some children with him. I saw another man near the tree with fire in front of him, and he was kindling it up. Then my two companions, made me climb up the tree. I climbed up the tree with them. They made me enter a house better than which I have ever seen. In it were some old men. I saw some old men in it, and young men, and women, and children. Then they took me out of this house and made me climb up the tree and made me enter another house that was better and superior to the first, containing old and young people. I said to them, you have made me ramble all the night, made me travel all the night. Tell me all about that I have seen. Clarify to me. Explain to me the incidents I saw. They said, yes, as for the one whose cheek you saw being torn away, he was a liar. He used to tell lies, and the people would report those lies on his authority till they spread all over the world. So he will be punished like that. So he will be punished like that till the day of resurrection. The one whose head you saw being crushed is the one whom Allah has given the knowledge of Qur'an. The man whom you saw being crushed, his head was being crushed, is the one Allah has given him the knowledge of Qur'an. But he used to sleep at night. That means he did not recite it then, and did not use to act upon its order by day. So this punishment will go on, will continue till the day of resurrection. So those you saw in the hole like oven are adulterers, those men and women who commit illegal sexual intercourse without any marrying, without any religious rite. And those you saw in the river of blood were those dealing in riba, usury. And the old man who was sitting at the base of the tree was Abraham. The old man at the base of the tree was Abraham. The little children around him were the offspring of the people. And the one who you saw kindling the fire was Malik, the gatekeeper of the hellfire. And the first house in which you have gone was the house of the common believers. The first house was the house of the common believers. And the second house of the martyrs who sacrificed their lives for Allah's sake, for Allah's cause, to please, for acquiring Allah's pleasure. And I am Gabriel, and this is Mikhail. Raise your head. I raised my head and saw a thing like a cloud over me. They said, that is your place. I said, let me enter my place. If that is my place, I go to my place. They said, you still have some life which you haven't yet completed. And when you complete the remaining portion of life, you will then enter your place. This hadith is Sahih hadith. We have come to know the punishment of Riba, usury, the punishment of spreading lie, telling a lie, the punishment of adultery, the punishment of avoiding Qur'an after learning it. May Allah give us tawfiq to be righteous, pious, and grant us to do right thing, good deeds. Affaqana Allah Ta'ala jami'an.